Friends, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. The stream should be coming through presently. It says I'm live at the moment. And let's see how many people I've got watching right now. About 8, is that right? It looks like it's starting up. You might have a silly advertisement. Let me know. And it looks like it's working. Good. Excellent. Hello, Starhope. Hello, Trekkie Jedi. Welcome to the stream where we are going to build Grand Admiral Thrawn's Star Destroyer, the Chimaera. And I'm probably going to spend not more than an hour or two at most, but maybe not that much. So, mainly just going to model. I'm not going to do any texturing. Probably do the texturing all in my own time. Hopefully y'all are all well, but yeah, it's time for me to resume getting back into like regular YouTube programming. So basically for a while I've been just trying to reconcile a new schedule since I'm working on the game planets.new, and Barry says, I hope we could suggest ships for you to look at and review. Quite possibly. Alright, hello Schneeflock, welcome to the stream, good to see you there, bud. Yes, we'll go, we'll effing go, Thrawn. Yes we will, we will go. Okay, so, the Chimaera, I have reference images. Here's a top reference image. I'm going to need a front reference image. By the way, if you want to ask me anything about sci-fi, I've got the pop-up chat there, so we will be happy to just discuss sci-fi as we're modeling this. But anyway, I've got the top reference image. I believe I have more reference images. Let me just add them. Since we're doing a precise model, we want to have good reference images. And then I may take some creative liberties with the rest of it as far as the texturing. Obviously, you want that big Chimaera symbol on the bottom, right? Don't we? I think we do, don't we? So we do want that on the texture. Anyway, reference image. Enough babbling. Image, reference. Let's do the front one right there. This is probably too big. I want to try to get it to match the top one. Actually, maybe the bottom one's too small. And honestly, I don't feel like I have to be that precise. Yeah, we definitely want to do the paint job on the bottom. I think someone said in a previous comment it wasn't really regulation, but this is Grand Admiral Thrawn, so he gets a break. So we will be doing that, or I will be doing that. I might be doing that on my own time, but for now we're just going to get the model set up. Alright, and then finally a side reference image. Add image. Reference. Ref side. Loading. Bam! I don't know if any of you are 3D modelers, but I've come a long way when it comes to Blender. I've been doing a lot of modeling since my last stream on this, so I'd like to think I've gotten faster and improved a little bit. So hopefully this will be not so painful if any of you are 3D modelers and see me doing something silly that you wouldn't do. Yeah. Starhope has a question. What do you think on clones? What happens to them if Order 66 never happens? I'm not sure. I think there was some lore that the clones weren't really supposed to. They had accelerated aging, so they're not supposed to live long, although we did see in the Rebels series several of them living to a pretty good age. But I would think that technically that they would have programmed, the Kaminoans would have programmed a sort of dying algorithm in them so that they die pretty soon. But I don't know if that happened. Okay, so we've got the reference images. But further on that, I mean, I think they probably would have formed their own sort of society, and they probably would have eventually aided the rebellion. since they were so loyal to the Republic. I don't know. That's hard to say, but they probably, I'm not sure. Of course, a lot of them did survive the after the Clone Wars, and the Emperor just sort of used them to, for his own means as stormtroopers in some cases. So anyway, I'm starting with a simple cube here, and that's the easiest way to start in all cases, just with a simple cube. And from a cube, you can do all kinds of things in your modeling. Go to modeling mode right now. Got a face right there. Basically, I want to try to get the dimensions right. So face mode, move that. I've gotten a lot better with hotkeys, all that kind of stuff. Schnock says, Dockmaster, sir, can we paint your Star Destroyer with a bunch of snakes? Thrawn says, did I stutter, Commander? Dockmaster says, yes, sir. Anyway, do I plan on turning your RV to... I thought about doing the RV from Spaceballs and modeling that one, and perhaps I will. Perhaps I will. Hello, Morning Cat. Hugo uses Rhino 3D. We have 4 windows, so it's easy to reference. I can set up 4 windows. I have grown out of that. I actually started in Rhino 3D, Hugo, a long time ago. That was my first modeling program. It's Rhino 3D, and I don't know. I've just gotten to. See, I can switch quickly to side, front, top, pretty easily in Blender. So that's what I shall do. So I need to break up this thing into this mesh into some more faces I can work with. I don't want to screw up the nice arrowhead shape of this yet. So I'm going to make sure I get the arrowhead shape of this right. And let's see, Trekkie says the Chimaera and ISD1 and ISD2. It should be a 2. It may have started out as a 1 and then it was upgraded to a 2, but it was certainly a 2 by the time Thrawn returned and began his campaign against the New Republic. And good morning, Shadowcat. Let's see how many people we got watching right now. 22. That's not bad. Anyway, so I'm going to model a little bit and babble, and then I'll look at the chats and get caught up. But I've got the chat window right there. If anyone really wants to get my attention, they can. Of course, a super chat will always get my attention, but that is up to you. Alright, so I made that transparent so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And I've bisected it. And yes, this is a bisexual cube. So I'm going to first just get the shape absolutely proportional and precise. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab these vertices right here and scale them down. Not all the way though, because the whole thing is basically a sandwich. So I'm going to need to make it a sandwich. So I'll have to be careful. But sometimes it's easy to get carried away. Okay, now at this point, I don't need to work on this on both sides at the same time, so I'm going to delete half of it. Delete faces. I'm going to delete half of the entire mesh, and then put a mirror modifier, and work on it on both sides. So whatever I do on one side will show up on the other side. Mirror. Boom. See that? Okay. Now, let's get the basic shape from the top more or less down. Go back to vertex mode. I'm going to grab this, move this over here, and the point. Yeah, why not? We'll just move this where it's supposed to be. And actually, the point of the Star Destroyer isn't really. If you look at this drawing, might be off a little bit, but most portrayals of the Star Destroyer point, the bow, is very. It's actually a little bit blunt on the end, but anyway, this will work for now. If anybody is familiar with the website Fractal Sponge, that man does some amazing work. And do not expect me to make a Star Destroyer model at that level of quality. Even if I could, I just don't have the time. But Fractal Sponge does some really fantastic work. Okay, so we're kind of getting that. Let me just catch up on chats. Have I watched Blake 7? And what's your thoughts on the Liberator? I don't know what Blake 7 is, so I guess I haven't. Liberator cruiser from Star Wars? Are you talking about the cruiser that is used by the New Republic? If that's what you're talking about, I think it's really cool, the sort of fighter carrier type thing. If that is what you're referring to, I think that is very cool. Thrawn says, what's the filling inside the Imperial sandwich Star Destroyer? Cheese? Oh, well, I would think it's something more delectable like cream cheese, of course, especially, you know, this is an Imperial Star Destroyer, so we don't just put any old cheese in, do we? No. If we're going to put a filling in our Star Destroyer, it's going to be some sort of quality cheese, or cream cheese, perhaps. Okay, this is getting a little goofy. Alright, let's get serious now. This is serious work here. You know, we're doing a serious construction project. But as you can see, the hull here is not quite right from the side profile. So, let's go back to vertex mode. Grab these vertices here. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. Let's see. What have I done? What have I done? Modeling. Okay. Vertex, vertices. Alt Z. Okay. Really, this thing is much more flat. The main hull is much more flat than I realized. Much more flat than I realized. I mean, the main hull, as you can see from the side view, really is quite flat. And the sandwichy part is quite narrow. Move this reference image up a little bit so that we can just get that. Okay. The part where we're going to have our filling is actually very quite narrow. So, short key scale along Z-axis, way down this way. Actually, a Star Destroyer is a pretty simple model when it comes right down to it. Now, I believe the length of the side is going to be equal, or the height of the side in the aft section is going to be the same as the height of the front section. And it looks like we've got that about right here. Yeah, we'll go with that. That looks about right. Gets caught up on chats here. Have you done the Riemann Scimitar? No. That would be difficult, but interesting. Trekkie Jedi says, I'm curious, almost every sci-fi starship named Chimaera is commanded by the first of their kind to be in the faction that Chimaera is in, or they are master tacticians, or both. Interesting. I wonder who else you might be referring to. The Star Destroyer has a very troublesome superstructure, not good for planetary landings. No, they don't really land. They do kind of hover, though. You've seen, obviously in Rogue One, they hover a bit. So anyway, to make sure that this length is precise, I'm going to make sure that my positions match up on the Z-axis. 0.05, so I'll just copy that Z dimension and come over here to this vertice and make sure that that is the same. Control V. Alright. And then the bottom one, Whoa. I hate being imprecise. So rather than, I'm just going to Control C the position, and select that vertice, and Control V the vertex position over there. So now this is going to match up with the back. Very good, very good. And we've got our sloping here. Let me just focus in on this. Now that's interesting. That doesn't quite look right to me. Perhaps we should bring this down a little. Scale Z-axis. About like that. Actually, this 3. I'll probably end up fiddling with this. G, Y. And, well, actually, it should be more or less alright. Because, actually, no. We'll extrude this. Extrude along the y-axis. Because I feel like this needs some work done on it, right? Something like that. And then, oh yeah. G. X. I do have this mirrored so it looks funny, but do not fear, I will fix all this. I grab this edge here and put it on 0x. I love positional modeling a lot. I use a lot in my positioning just to keep track of things. 3. Almost feel like this is a little bit too thin. And if that's the case, here's something we can do. Yeah, I feel like the nose should be a little more blunt. So I'll fix that. GG. And then, so that was a GG move there. I just moved that entire loop cut back. And then G for move along y-axis back this way. Yeah. I don't think it should be that pointy. Let me see if I can find some Star Destroyer reference images at some point. I'll worry about that later. We'll get the basic structure right, and then I'll worry about the details in a minute. Okay. Thrawn says if you squint real hard, it already looks like a finished Resurgent class battlecruiser. Do they crash though? I haven't seen them crash. Hello, hello. I am RR. Hello. Joel Bateman says, love the Klingon bird of prey. S is a beautiful ship. How many poly is how highly detailed will this model be? Well, I'm not worried about it. The detail, I'm probably just going to model it to the detail level that I see fit. I'm definitely going to use kind of a greeble plugin to get a lot of the bump greebles on here, and the rest I'll do in texturing. But I'm not going to go slap dab cuckoo like Fractal Sponge does and just put all kinds of, spend days working on all kinds of detail. That is not within my schedule. Now, I did extrude this thing. Let's see. 3. We're at a point now where sometimes these reference images get in the way. Alright, see, I've got an extra face there I don't need. And reapply the mirror. This is just, let's see, this is just getting in the way, so GY, move that back. This is getting in the way. That. And I'm going to move this reference image down, GZ. I will be surprised if this gets over 100,000 polys. I don't know, it's probably not going to get much over 100,000 polys. The Daenerys, I think, is going to be a lot harder than this one. Okay, so there. So, I think we've got the basic shape right now. It's actually just a little bit, let's see, Alt Z. It is a little bit fatter. Maybe not. Let's see. C. Maybe I just needed to position my reference. Okay. The back. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alright. Now this back part is bothering me. I'm actually going to apply the mirror for now, because I am ready to get the engines. I didn't get enough reference images. I'm gonna have to go to the internets and let me see if I've got some more reference images right here. Open, get a back reference image. Oh. If you want to see something else I worked on today for the planets.new game, I'll bring it up. Why not? Here's a Dwarf Star class transport, and it's basically a privateer transport for the game planets.new that I'm working with. So that's going to go in the game at some point. Toggle their visibility and perspective and orthographic. Oh, really? So, Dom, how do you toggle them? What's the hotkey to toggle the reference images? That's good to know. That is very good to know. Let's see. Got so much stuff going on here. Chimaera. Very nice. It's not what I want. Anyway. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to ad-lib it. Okay. I don't get how you break a test that was designed to be impossible. Break a test. Oh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab these faces, and I'm going to use the inset tool. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to move them G, Y. Bring that down a little more. Let's see. Scale it like, no, I better scale it on all axes. And now we're starting to get what the back of this thing looks like. Although I'll probably add the thruster separately later on. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to mirroring this. Z3. Which means I have to destroy half, well, not destroy it, but get rid of half of this model. Tab. And then reapply a mirror modifier. But I had to make that change there, so let's see to get all of it. Make sure I get all of that. Delete faces. And make sure I got all of them. I did not. Boom. Delete faces. Okay, now I can add my mirror again. Mirror. X-axis. Okay, good. Alright. Now the question is, what should I do next? Perhaps I will, yeah, I need to get this inset part here on the edge. Definitely need to do that. And I have one little problem here. That's okay, I can fix it. I'm going to add me a loop cut here so I can work with some topography. and this loop cut. I move this loop cut. Let's see, zoom in on it. And I move this loop cut back just so I can have something to work with when I put the sandwich filling in here into this face right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This face needs the cream cheese filling. Oh, thank you, Dan, for the $1.99 super chat. Much appreciated. Hello, space friend. Dan Radke. Okay, so now time to stop messing around. Okay, I'm going to inset this just a tiny bit. Not too much. And then I'm going to extrude it in. Now, do not worry, space friends. I know this doesn't look right yet, because this geometry is not quite right. Basically, this is going to be sandwiched all the way to the front. I can make that happen. I can make that happen. There's a couple of ways I can make that happen. Let's see here. So here's what I'm going to do. First off, let me get this focused here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Basically, I'm going to make an edge all the way across to this point, and then another edge all the way across to this point. Then I can bring this part in, and that will continue my hull sandwich. But before I do that, I have to make sure that this position on the z-axis is the same across these vertices. So this vertex is at 0.033 whatever. Copy, paste. Obviously this is a little weird, so I'll bring this down. G, Z. Alright. Now I'm going to join these. Good. Good, good. Alright, now let's do the same thing on the bottom. Copy Z position. Paste to Z position. Select the vertices. J to connect. Alright, you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? Okay, there's just one thing here. You know, there's another way I could have done this. It might have actually been easier. I could have extruded this entire top surface and then brought the pieces down. But that's okay. But that's okay. That's okay. I might inset this yet again. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, let's just see what happens if I do some craziness now. Alright, I'm going to knock these walls out. I don't know if I feel good about it, but I'm knocking them out. Feels like a risky move, but I'm going to do it. Okay, and I'll be knocking that one out eventually as well. Ooh. This is in a little bit too much though. Let's see. 3. Let's move this out just a little bit. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Excellent. I'm going to put all kinds of greebling and crap in there. The cream cheese filling, as we were calling it earlier. And let's go ahead and let's get rid of this as well. Delete. Okay, and now let's grab this and this and this and this too. And E for extrude on the y-axis. Whoa, no, not the y-axis. Whoa, no. E for extrude on the x-axis. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, isn't that pretty? No. No, don't worry, that's not done yet. Okay. 1. Gonna merge that bad boy right there. Merge that bad boy right there. And once I get this done, I'll be very happy. Now these are all kerfumpled, so let's put that at X0 position. I have my mesh centered at the X0 position. Makes things a lot easier for all my center vertices. I can just make sure they are also at 0. Okay, now these guys down here are a little bit funky. I think they can come back to the y-axis. About right there. That's looking pretty good. Alright. I think I need a face coming across the front right here. I think the Star Destroyer does have a deflector dish right here, if I'm not mistaken. Just like in Star Trek X. Or a deflector, navigational deflector. Actually, I think I saw that labeled one time. 0. Not a combat deflector, like a navigational deflector. And it looks to me like I'm going to need to extrude some more edges here. Once I get this done, I will get caught up on chats. Let's see, let's not do all of these. Okay. Extrude x-axis this way. Good. Good. Merge that down there. And merge that down there. Make sure that's at 0. Make sure that's at 0. And I am going to have to make a triangle. Oh, is that at 0? No. That is not at 0. Alright. Now, to finish this up, I just need to put a triangle in here. Extrude y-axis, which is forward. Then I'm going to merge it all to there. And then I'm going to do the same down here to EY. Merged. There we go. And I do need to make one. Let's see, I'm going to have to make some triangles right there. Almost don't feel like it though. E along the z-axis. Vertices. Shift. There's that one. And 2. And extrude along Z. 1. Merge down. Okay, good. How about that? Perhaps this can be a little smoother. Doesn't have to be that blunt. I think that should work for now. Most of my modeling is going to be from about here, or animations are going to be from about here, so that tells you about how detailed. Now I'll get caught up on chats. Rumors, Star Trek, Star Wars movie is being written. Facepalm. The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty. The Coaster Boy, Eve Player. Spooky Woo says, wait, that's how they 3D modeled? I've been doing it wrong the entire time. Could be. Would Thrawn be able to beat another tactician that has equal tactical experience and uses very similar or the exact same tactics? Or would they tie? I think it depends on the random fog of war there and random factors in the environment that are beyond their control. So, a die roll. Barry says, who's the better space pirate in Star Wars, Hondo Ohnaka or Kylo Ren Shaw? Oh my gosh, you've got me stumped on... You'll have to refresh me on Kylo Ren Shaw. Hondo's pretty hard to beat, though. Alright. So that is... hello, Baz R. Welcome. Joel Batesman says his Star Wars character is Darren Flair. Or Darren... Yeah, Flair. Sounds very... Flairish. Let's see. Adam Wolford says, yeah, it's when you enter hyperspace, I think. And Thrawn says the Star Destroyer has been sandwiched. Almost. We need to finish the sandwich part on the back. This is supposed to be sandwichy as well. And as you can see, it's not very sandwichy. So, but I think I know how I can fix that. And the first thing I'm going to do is delete this face. Well, yeah, I'm going to delete that face. Okay, yes, I think I'll do that. I'm going to just go in and start deleting stuff. Knock some faces out. We don't need this face. And see, this is why I set this up this way, because now we have something to work with. Something to work with indeed. Sort of. Alright, so... Oof. Maybe. Sort of. Maybe. So, here we have a conundrum. I have to tie this up nice and neat. If I just keep doing this, eventually I'll figure out how I'm going to do that. I think I can just... I can merge everything to one point there. Actually, let's see. Let's see if I do a GG. Can I move that along? No. Let's try one. GG is move along edge, but it doesn't let me do that. Alright, I'll try this. Here we go. I'm going to try this. Select both of these vertices, and we'll do a merge vertices at center. Shift to shift. Merge vertices at center. Hey. That's not bad. Why not? Why not? Yes, I don't. Too bad I don't have a real physical Star Destroyer model to look at. Alright, so now I just have to plug these holes. EX1 shift. There we go. Hey, I don't think anyone is going to complain about the precision of this part. If you do, because if you do, you're a nerd. Ha! And you know, we're not nerds here at Resurrected Starships. No, we're not nerds here. We are we're geeks. That's right. Let's make this a little smoother. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. Okay, let me go to the top. Alt Z. Actually, maybe I don't need to do anything. I do want to move this though. Let's see. GG. Move it right there. So that that's a nice, smooth, seamless sandwich. Hull sandwich. Good. Cool. Alright. Alright. Say in the chat, should we work on the bottom next or the top next? Bottom or top? Say so. Either way, I'm going to have to add some more geometry. I have to add a lot more faces to work on either side. So make your vote. The first one I see. Working on the dorsal section or the bottom section first. Whoever speaks up first, that's what I'll do. Bottom or top next? Barry says top. Okay, top it is. So that's what we will work on. We'll work on the top. Okay. Alright. Actually, this is good to... Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay. So we'll work on the top. They want me to work on the top. Right, so the bridge I think is more or less its own thing, and these deck parts, you know, maybe I'm getting too complicated here. Give me just a second. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to look at my stream. I'm going to go search for a reference image. Don't worry, I haven't gone nowhere. There's no need for y'all to see what I regularly search for in my internet. Imperial Star Destroyer. Images. Okay. Alright. Don't worry, I'll turn this back on so you can see what I'm doing. Oops. I turned myself off. Alright, so yeah. We'll just take this. This is not... This is a model, but this actually looks like a picture from the game as far as I mean, a picture from the... Oops. From the movie. So I can kind of use this as a reference. That might be a 3D model I'm looking at here. And even so, Star Destroyer is very... This is not a very detailed model. Because you know what? I don't see ion cannons in the edges here. Who cares? Basically, I want to get the basic superstructure. Anyway, that's all I'm after in this this video. So I'm looking at this here. The bridge kind of is its own thing. This might be more complicated than I thought, but it doesn't matter. We will just, I think we'll start with the foundation piece and then I will work up, I guess. Often when I'm modeling, I'll just stare at things for a good long while and figure out what my strategy is. But let me see here. So this, obviously the first rise is going to come right here. So, oh wow, there just happens to be a loop cut position right there. Alright, so that gives me something to work with. Oh, that loop cut was strange how that worked. Okay, so we'll use that. Alright, it's this thing right here. Okay. Alright, I think I know what I will be doing here. Uh-oh. I'll get my position right according to this first. But I need to make sure I've got some good geometry here so that I can make this proper, which means adding loop cuts, which is the foundation for modeling in Blender 3D. So it looks like almost everything sits on this lower platform and goes... I actually did make a very rudimentary Star Destroyer model already with 3D Studio Max back when I used it. I'm not sure what happened to the model, but it don't matter. Alright, so just basically setting up my geometry here. GG. That's fine. Let's see, this one. GG. Set that up so that it's flat. There's like a section back here that rises and then comes up to the bridge. Gonna need another loop cut right about there. And I'm gonna use GG to move it back to here. Basically sort of making a top-down cutout of where this deck structure, where this superstructure is gonna be. Alright, so there's a vertex right there. Let's get its position right where I want to start extruding that up. I'm using GG so I don't screw up the shapes in my model. And this looks approximately correct. I'm going to need another loop cut over here. Alright. Basically this whole thing needs to rise. And it's going to rise all the way back to this point. Now the bridge on these, the bridge, the back of this, see, Star Destroyer, I think the back is quite flat. Yeah, it looks like, it's like the bridge is almost doing its own thing in the back of these things. See, Imperial Star Destroyer, back. Here's some other models here, but I hate to copy other people's models, but whatever. Well, let's have a look, yeah? I'll just grab this one. This is a physical model. It appears we live in modern times. I don't think it's cheating to use the internet. So yeah, even though the lower hull diagonals itself up like this, the bridge kind of does its own thing and is flat right here. And these other pieces just sort of fit into it. So I'm going to have to figure out whether I want to make the bridge its own shape, doing its own thing all on its lonesome. I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. Which means I probably should work on the bridge first. So we'll see. We'll see. Get caught up on chats here. The game. Dude, what wrong? Oh, gentlemen of culture, you know the best band in the world too. What band? What? Depending on what you... Okay. Bunch of babbling Trekkie Jedi says the bridge may look cool, but just like the hole in the saucer section of the USS Vengeance, it's both tactically flawed and dangerous. Indeed, but it does look cool, Thrawn says. And yeah, but it does look cool. Have I seen the anime Space Battleship Yamato? Well, of course, I've seen that. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. Thrawn says, next time I die, I'm dying looking cool. The word cool is coming up here. Sunglasses and a smile on my face, posing menacingly. And anyway, am I trying to make it all one object? I think that I am going to attempt to make the main hull, at least, plus the bridge, one object, because that is just how I've been working lately. So I'm going to do a loop cut here, and another loop cut. And another loop cut. Sometimes if I make too many loop cuts, I get a little imprecise, but these loop cuts right here will allow me to form the bridge. In fact, let's see. Let me just do a little test. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Let me have a look here. And according to the side reference, which is different than the top reference. No, actually, yeah, the bridge starts way back here, but not completely, I don't think. So one more loop cut Put one more loop cut right there. And I'm going to drag it back this way. And see how big is the... And the bridge support is actually quite thin, actually, so I will make mine thin as well. Alright, here we go. I've done enough setup. Extrude Z. Finally, something new, huh? Let's just bring this all the way up to there. All right. Whoa. Okay, good. One. Get the basic shape right. There. And it's actually very flat on the top, so I'm going to have to make sure I get that right. G, Y. In fact, this entire thing, let's see, 2, 1. No, this is too far forward. Just gonna have to do it by eye. Okay. Now, the back is like almost completely flat actually, so what I want to do is flatten all this out. We will bring everything in along the y-axis to here. Control C. And here. Whoa. No. Let's make this, let's see, line up with this. Wait, this, Control C. Wow. Oh! Lost my focus there for a second. Must focus, must focus, must focus. Sometimes I talk too much and just don't act. Good, good, good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You know what you're doing. Alright, excellent. Okay. Let's just do this bridge. Let's just do it. Oh, it goes up some more. Okay. Alright. I can do that. So I sort of had it right the first time. That's fine, that's fine. Z. G, Z. Okay, good. Done, done. Well, not done, but the bridge pylon is done, I should say. Okay, now let's make the bridge wings. Those are called wings. On a real ship, they would be called wings. I've always wondered what they were, so I looked up what the name of those on tankers and such. They're actually called wings, and they're meant for the, in real life, for the captain to go walk out on either side when they're docking the ship, so he can pilot the boat. They actually have a wheelhouse on the edge of each wing, so they just sort of copied that for a Star Destroyer, which is really a copy of a battleship and made it for space. GC. Okay, now we're going to extrude. We're going to do some extrusion here. Extrusion. E, x-axis. No, this is not what a Star Destroyer looks like. Nor is that. But do not fear. We will make it right. Probably more like this. Oh. Hey, hey. I think we're done. No. Alright. Now we just let things flow. Just let things flow. It's all about flow. We got a lot of happy superstructure, as Bob Ross says. All this superstructure is really happy, and it's all friends with itself. It's all space friends. Now, how about these faces? They need some friends too. We're going to extrude along the y-axis and go out this way a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, not too much. Soft touches, soft touches, soft touches. Okay. Soft touches. This is looking pretty good, isn't it? Now I just want to get the position correct here. Just find a good, nice, happy place there. And we will call that the position of the front face of our bridge. It's a nice, happy place. I feel like I'm not going fast enough. There's a lot to get done on this model, and it's been an hour. Of course, I've been reading a lot of super chats and whatnot, but I think I'm going a little slower than I normally would. For y'all's benefit, of course. Okay, let's see. Does that look right, or is it too... let's see. Is it too wide? Apparently not. Perhaps it'll look different once we get the rest of the superstructure added here. Alright, let's see what people are saying here. Let's say upper keel. Let's see. Rob B is saying some stuff. Turn on the vertex snapping on the magnet icon at the top. Then to snap vertices to the same axis, press G. Then hold Control and G saves all the copy. Oh yeah. I think I was taught that before. Then I stop with the copy and pasting. Click the drop down next to the magnet. Click vertex. Then turn on the magnet. Then hold Control. All right. So I'll mess this back up and we'll try that. So I'll do that. Alright, so now what you're saying is turn on vertex snapping on the magnet icon. And then vertex snapping. Vertex snapping. Okay. And then he's saying, then to snap vertices to the same axis, press G and then hold Control and press whatever axis. G holds Control. Oh, what? Oh, wait. No. Don't hold G. G, Control. Like that? What? No. Alright, we'll try this again. First off, Control Z. Make sure I get this. He's trying to give me tips, y'all. Sorry. He's getting annoyed with how I'm doing it. Alright. Hold Control. And then that. And then what? Holds Control. And then press whatever axis. No, I don't. Oh. Wait a minute. No, yeah, okay, I don't think you're understanding. This is not doing what I need. To hell with it. Alright, I'm going to continue. No, I get that, but I'm trying to make sure that this is I'm moving all of these vertices to the same position on Y. I don't know. Maybe I have to have it shown to me. Okay, well, I'm going to move on. That's okay. Okay, so let's see. 3. Let's extrude all this up and start with this deck. 3. I'll go along this edge here. This is going to come out a number of times. I think once I get all this extruded, I can figure it out later. Let's see. See, there. Okay. Now this might not mesh well with my bridge, but I can fix that later if I need to. Alright, extrude Z-axis. Okay, good. So here we have the first rise. Let's see if I can get the rest of them in. So there's the first sort of hull rise there. Now I feel like I have to look at an image to understand how this is going to continue to rise. Whoops, cancel. It comes out a little bit and rises again. Whew! Oh my god. I think I need another loop cut. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need another loop cut right here. This doesn't look too bad. And then this needs to be straight across on this one. So. This might be one of those times, Rob B. If it was B Rob, it would be Bob Ross. Anyway, this might be one of those times where the trick you're trying to teach me would work, but I'm not sure if it's quite applicable here or not. Okay, I need another loop cut to make this work right. Let's turn off the snap. Okay. Alright, now I need to make this go straight across. Oof. I'll do my best. Actually, you know what? This is probably not the best way to do it. Instead, I think I might do a knife cut. See if I can remember how to do that. Let's see. Do a knife. In fact, I don't even need to. I do need that other loop cut right here, though. Alright, GG. Alright. So I can knife straight over this way. Let's do that. Knife. X-axis. Constrain. Okay. That's better. Okay, and There's one more thing I didn't quite do right. Yeah, we'll make it work. Ooh. I might have screwed this up just a little bit. Nonsense. Nonsense. Me screw up? Never. I would never do such a thing. Alright, let me just look at a reference image again. Honestly. Now, I'm going to extrude like this. Yes, this is a rather messy way of doing it. Oof. But I'll make it work. Okay. Let's put all this back in the center. Or I can make this... Nah. Let's just do it this way. Okay, and this, we'll have to work this out. Okay, let's see. Alright, so let's see if I can clean this up some. I believe I can. I'm probably going to go for about 15 more minutes on this. But hopefully I can get this upper superstructure more or less done. Let's see, is that out? Let's see. I'm kind of eyeing this a lot, aren't I? If I can get this upper superstructure more or less done, then I'd say that was more or less successful. Of course, that warbird took forever to get right. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and just knock out a lot of this. I mean, look at the back. I might not need a lot of the back. Yeah, the back, none of this superstructure goes all the way to the back of the bridge. Especially this right here. So, 3. We will just eliminate it. It has been eliminated. Will I always be streaming at night? Probably most of the time. If I am streaming. Mostly. I will stream at night. Mostly. Do you know where that line comes from? They come at night. Mostly. You don't know where that line comes from? I keep forgetting there's a delay in the chat, so they mostly come at night. Mostly. Let's see who can remember what movie that line is from. Okay. Close this up. Be working on this some more, I'm sure. Aliens, correct. Such a good movie. I watched it about a couple weeks ago. I think I like Aliens the best out of that franchise. Of course, Alien is okay, but Aliens for sure is my favorite. This is a little weird. Let's see here. Let's get this straight. G. Alright, that's good. Starting to look like a Star Destroyer a little bit. There's a lot more that needs to happen here. I need to add sandwiching in here. We can't have a proper Star Destroyer without our sandwiching. GX. GY. Alright, so I'm kind of just going by feel for the moment. Feel in this reference image. Okay, so that's done, that's done. This needs to come out one more time. This needs to extrude outward one more time. Actually, I've covered it up already. So if anything, it's going to come in. So it comes in, and then this part gets left, so no problem. It comes in like that. I think what I need to do let's see. Is actually cut the whole thing down this way and then cut this stuff out. To John Rosalie says, yeah, they are kind of different universes in LC, each Alien movie. Hello, Joe bro. Yeah, each Alien movie is almost its own little universe. So they don't really match up very well. Knife. Any serious modelers here are gonna admonish me for my topology. Which is not very attractive right now. Yes, I don't have attractive topology tonight. With these knife cuts and whatnot. But you know what? I am going to get the job done one way or another, so it doesn't matter. I'm definitely going to get the job done. All these knife cuts. Alright, so yeah, just basically guys, I'm just trying to cut out my edges so that I can extrude the model properly. I did something like this with the feathers on the Doderidex when I was doing that one. And that was a real, actually that was not as difficult because I didn't feel as constrained as I do on this. But you can kind of see what I'm doing, where I'm going with this here. Because all of this has to disappear and I have to make some superstructure out of it. So all of this, actually it's not going to completely disappear. Put a loop cut there. Because if I look at this again, you know, maybe I'm being overly careful, but about halfway through it comes back out, so alright. And where does it come back out at? Pretty close. Perhaps I'm overanalyzing it. Let's see. So how have I got this? How am I going to do this? Yes, I'm making this digitally, indeed, Jojobo. And at the moment, I'm trying to figure out my strategy, my understanding of the structure, of the superstructure of the Star Destroyer, so I can do it properly. So, alright, I'm not going to worry about all that. I am just worrying too much about getting it perfect. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to start knocking. What I find works for me is to start deleting stuff. Oh, delete. And once I start deleting stuff, it all becomes clear. Maybe. Let's do another knife cut. This feels criminal doing it this way. Try to use loop cuts when I can, because loop cuts are much easier to work with, but I'm using knife cuts because right now I'm a noob. Constrain, go this way, boom. I don't normally do it that way. Well, the symbol on the bottom section of the Chimaera is going to be easy because I'm going to use a texture map for that. I am definitely not going to model that. That will be... Oh, I see this. I need to do this right. That will be easy compared to what I'm up to right here. Very easy. Okay, I don't need to delete this. I just need to delete all this junk. Because I believe... Alright. You guys see what's about to happen here? Do you guys see what's about to happen here? Extrude Z-axis down this way. Once. Okay. Got an extra vertice here we don't need. Put that together. See, you just start deleting stuff and then eventually you just figure it all out. And then everything works out. Okay. That's going to go up again. That's going to be extruded up again here in a little bit. But I'll at least get this part right. And probably at about 1/2 the hour I'm going to wrap things up. Now when I'm making a model like for planets.new, since I'm not... When I'm making my own model, like for this one, sometimes it's a lot easier because I'm not following a very precision design. It's sort of more like this is more technical, I suppose you could say. X. And this is going to come out again to another platform, and then the turbo lasers live along here. The big turbo lasers, the quad turbo lasers. Those quad turbo lasers make no practical sense to me how they're placed that way, but you know, that's where they live. Perhaps that is something an enemy could take advantage of. Alright, now it still doesn't quite look like a normal Star Destroyer, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Sandwiching, we called. Alright, so this is going to extrude up let's see, 1.5 more times. It's going to extrude up right here. Guess I kind of did this right, the platform there. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't turning out too bad, really. Just need to make a few precision adjustments here. Okay. Whoa. No. G. C. Okay. Loop cut there. Move it in a little bit. All right. 3. How am I going to do this here? Extrude Z-axis up this way. Yep, that's how I'm going to do it. Delete. Faces. I'm deleting these faces so I can merge them. That way I don't have double-sided stuff and extra faces that I don't need. There's that. It's starting to work out. It is starting to work out. Go up again, up again. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Alright, so about 1/4 of the way up I need to extrude up again. Do a loop cut right there. Move it in some. And this is going to be like the final upper deck here that surrounds the bridge. And okay, good. I've got a 5-sided face here, which is because of my knife cuts. 5-sided faces are never good. So I fix. Or maybe I don't fix. Screw it. Come back to that later. Actually, let's see. I need to look at the back of this before I do my final extrude on the final deck. Make sure I extrude everything properly. So it does go in again. Okay, so I need to put yet another loop cut right about there. And this all looks kind of funky. It does kind of look lopsided. Well, the reason is, maybe it does look lopsided. And I think I know why. Because it actually comes, let's see, this needs to come forward some. That looks a little better. Let me look at the top. So I'm not sure if the bridge is supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be flat. I don't know why it looks lopsided from here, but maybe it has to do with the, because if we come out of modeling mode, it doesn't look that lopsided. But it's not too late to fix it. I'll have to look at it again before I finish, Alex. Okay, so the final deck. I know I probably don't need all this junk here. Ugh. This is kind of a mess, this model. But I'll fix it later once I get everything worked out. Actually, let me start working. Let me start making some spaces for this to go. Together. Because right now, let me do another one. Work on some topology. Any blender gurus out there know how to select? Oh, wait a minute. I know how to do that. I was going to say, do y'all know how to select the entire loop cut? Let me see. Back to there. And another loop cut right here. This is getting complicated, isn't it? But that's all right. That's my MO. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this thing extruded. 3. I like to make things complicated. Once I get the basic structure accurate, then I can clean up, because I'm going to be doing a lot of cleanup, that's for sure. Oh wait, that's not right. Let's see, Control Z. Yeah, it is. Let's see. 3/4. I'm certainly going to be doing a lot of cleanup. That is for sure. Alright, what's the position of this? 2. Well, the Chimaera is supposed to be an Imperial 2, so I'm going to say it's an Imperial 2. It's not right. Why? All right. All right, now there's another piece. This might be too high, actually. Probably is. Probably made it look too chunky. And it certainly is too chunky. Could have been worse, but that's all right. Get this down a little bit. GZ. But there's another part that extrudes right here, so I'm going to get that. It's a part that comes off the front. Where's my references? Yeah, there's a part that comes off the front right here. And it goes, oh wait, you know what? I might have done this wrong. Let's see. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Alright, so yeah, I was supposed to get all of this right here. Okay, easy. There we go. That's what I was supposed to have done in the first place. Okay, and then we're going to do a little loop cut right there. GG. Like that. And then we are going to extrude again. Or actually, here I'm going to do it this way. This is probably a terrible idea. Don't do what I do. This is not what you should. This is bad modeling practice. Terrible modeling practice. I should be smooth and structured. I should know exactly what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. And I haven't done any of that. Get rid of that thing. And three. All right, no two ways about it. I need another loop cut right here. End up adding a lot of topology, or a lot of geometry, I should say. And I should be able to fix this in a way now. I'm going to confuse everybody. Let's see, Alt N. I reserve the right to not explain myself, but to show you. Because sometimes I just can't explain myself. But I will show you. 0. Sometimes there is not really much of a thought process that can be put into words. But I can demonstrate. Z. All right. All right. Z-axis. And here again, don't ask me to explain myself. I'm just following what I think is in the reference image. Whoops. Alright, now I have to combine all this jazz, so start deleting faces here so I can combine all this and then do some heavy-duty merging. I missed 3D Max's target weld, but that's okay. Alright, that's kind of funky looking. Let me just compare. Seems like the... Oh, I think I see what I need to do. these edges. Some of these edges need to slope a lot more. So this one for sure. G, Z. Now to get them all to slope in the right way is going to be the trick. That's going to be the trick. That's going to be a feat. G, Z. Probably what I need to do is come around. Let's see. Yeah. Oh well. I think I've streamed long enough. I've got the basic deck the basic deck superstructure, and I don't know how precise some people are, how precise you nerds are going to be when you see the final product. Seems like the bridge should be chunkier. Maybe it's because... Look at the reference. Maybe it's because I haven't added the deflectors, and that, you know, in and of itself just makes it look chunkier. But that'll probably make a difference. And obviously the neck looks shorter than it actually. That's about right. So yeah, that's going to take some tweaking to get right. So I'll probably do another stream of this. I'll probably work on the top on my own. Top is a bit of a challenge. Put some sandwiching on there. And go from there. Let's see, let me just catch up on chats. Will I make a version that does not have the Chimaera markings? Oh yeah, I mean it's very easy for me to fix that. I'll need other ISD. I have a couple of other ISD videos in mind I'd like to do. Have you ever heard of the Errant Adventure? I want to do a video on that. The Chimster says this sucks. I'm like, okay, don't watch. Does it come with a Starbucks? Probably. It definitely comes with a calf bar of some kind. And then Alex Montgomery says, man, don't say this looks bad. Man's putting in more work than Disney puts into, well, pretty much anything. True. Except perhaps for The Mandalorian, which I'm really enjoying lately. And Spook says, good luck on making Thrawn's flagship. Thank you. Alright, well, I think that's good enough for now. I'm going to end the stream, and we'll continue again in a few days. Fairly soon. So, until next time, space friends.